Hey BookTube, Chelsea the Reading Outlaw here to do a library loop for you guys. So let's all settle down and see what's come home with me from the library recently, shall we? First up is the nonfiction. We have While the City Slept, A Love Lost to Violence and a Young Man's Descent into Madness by Eli Saunders. I will read the blurb on this one for you guys because it explains why I actually picked it up. On a summer night in 2009, three lives intersected in one American neighborhood. Two people newly in love and a young man on a dangerous psychological descent. Isaiah Calebou, age 23, the son of a distant, authoritarian father and a mother with a family history of mental illness. All three paths forever altered by a violent crime. All three stories a wake-up call for the system that failed to see the signs. So this is basically about I'm assuming murder, although it's not specific on the flap, that happens. And this book looks at violence, city response, and the mental health system in America. So all three of those boxes are definitely ones in my wheelhouse. So I'm really excited to get to this one. Next up, we have one that I heard Nicola talk about over on her podcast, Bookish Blether, which I will link to down below. It is called, she talked about it and I immediately had to go get it because if you've watched this channel recently, and you've heard me talking about like Six of Crows or The Lies of Locke Lamore, any of those books, I love heist books. And I especially love heist books that are like con artist related or con related. So when I heard about this one, I had to pick it up. This is The Confidence Game by Maria Konnikova, Why We Fall For It Every Time. And this is basically just a look at con artists and how they work and why we fall for them and how cons kind of exist, the psychology of it, how society facilitates certain cons existing. And I'm just super, super, super excited to get this up. Plus, I really like that cover with the fish hook and stuff. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. And next up, we have some that are a little kind of a bit more depressing, or at least have the potential to be a lot more depressing. The first one is called The Lovers, Afghanistan's Romeo and Juliet, the true story of how they defied their families and escaped an honor killing. I read about this one in Liberty Hardy's email blast, Franzen Comes Alive, which is a tiny letter I will link to down below. This is one of the ones she included. This is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. This is the story of Zakiya and Ali, who grew up next to each other, poor in Bayamin, and they fall in love kind of across the fence. They're neighbors, they're farmers. Both their families and Sharia law kind of forbid them to be together for a variety of reasons. So they flee. Zakiya ends up going to a couple of women's shelters. Ali has to flee and go underground. So the book looks at their relationship, their families, their struggle, as well as the kind of, it uses their story as a lens to talk about like female personhood and the struggles of women still in the Middle East. So I am really looking forward to that. I really hope it does not end up like Romeo and Juliet, or I'm going to cry like a child. And then last up, these two are kind of on a theme. I don't know. I mean, they weren't like picked up that way for any particular reason. That's just how the holds came in. But we have 1924, the year that made Hitler. This is about 1924, which is the year after the failed beer hall putsch takeover that Hitler was involved in. He spent it in prison with some of his fellow revolutionaries. And this is kind of a book purporting that everything that happened in World War II and to follow with Hitler all kind of became cemented in the year 1924 as he kind of gathered his followers and his power structures and stuff around him. And then kind of on that same theme, working with the Nazi thing, we have a very, very thick, very heavy Ravensbrück, Life and Death in Hitler's Concentration Camp for Women. Pretty sure the subtitle on that says it all. This will not be a cheery read, but this is the first time I've ever read about any concentration camp. Not just like the women's side of a concentration camp, but a concentration camp that was specifically and solely for females. So I'm imagining this book's going to get me all kinds of ragey and sad. But I'm still really, really, really interested in getting into it. This one might be one of those like 50 pages a day, chapter a day kind of books, because it looks pretty dense and fairly historical. So, well, completely historical. So yeah, we shall see how that one pans out. And then, as always, let's move on to the fiction, shall we? First things first, I am so excited about this book. I was waiting for my hold to come in on this book for so long, partly because of how Rebecca Shinsky and Liberty Hardy would not shut up talking about it on the Book Riot podcast. It is Queen of the Night by Alexander Chee. If you have not heard of this book yet, this is a book about an opera singer who's approached by a writer as an opera and hid the, I think, right? Yes, this one? Yes, yes. Liliette Byrne is a sensation of the Paris opera, a legendary soprano with every accolade except an original role, a singer's chance at immortality. When one is finally offered to her, she realizes with alarm that the libretto is based on a secret from her past she thought long buried. Only 4 people could have betrayed her. One is dead, one loves her, one wants to own her, and one, she hopes, never thinks of her at all. I just, come on. That, if that description doesn't hook you, this picture of the woman in the opera dress should. And if all of that doesn't, the fact that it's written by Alexander Chee should be striking all of your boxes right now. On the back, it's sworn by Helen Oyeyemi, Karen Russell, J. Courtney Seven, Kelly Link, and Hanya Yanagihara. So if those names, like, I don't know how I can get you to pick up this book if all of those things won't get you to do it. It's another chunker, but man, this is going right at the top of the March TBR. Next up, we have another couple of books on a theme. We have some ballet books. Up to this point by Jennifer Longo. This is a young adult book. And we have Girl Through Glass, a novel by Sari Wilson. This is an adult book. Both of these books are about ballet, the psychology of ballet, body issues, femininity, personhood, friendships. What do you do when friendships and career goals clash and overline? But yeah, I'm really, really excited. I really, really, really love the cover art on this one. And I'm not so sure if it's the girl or if it's these like glaciers in the background. I don't know. But yeah, I'm really excited to get to both of these. And again, keeping on kind of our theme of themes, we have I have another 2 I want to show you. These are both short story collections. The first one is American Housewife. I picked this up because Brittany over at Under the Radar Books was mentioning it, and with good reason, because the very first story opens on the very first line and goes, "Inspired by Beyonce, I stallion walk to the toaster." I will read any book that has a story that starts like that. Period. And then, of course, my girl of girls, my short story goddess of goddesses, Kelly Link, Get in Trouble. More short stories, all the short stories. I just love her. If you have not picked up Kelly Link yet, it's magical realism. It's weird. It's evocative. It's beautiful. They're short stories. What else can I tell you? Go get it. Get it now. Pick it up. Take it home. And then lastly, but not leastly, it's not this book's fault. It does not have a matching theme partner. We have Beasts and Children by, oh, I hate it when they cover up the title or the author. Who is this by? Oh, are you not telling me? Do you not have another title page? Tell me who wrote you, book. Amy Parker. There you go. And this is a kind of Southern Gothic intertwining narrative about 3 families in the South, looking at race and economics and privilege. Sounds like my cup of tea. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is just about all I have to show you. Not just about, it is all I have to show you. That is my most recent library loot. Let me know down below if you've read any of these, if you're hoping to read any of these, and what you've picked up from your library recently. As always, we love the library here at the Reading Outlaw. Please, please, please go show your library some love and see what treasures are hiding for you there. All right, as always, you can like, subscribe, and I will see you guys around the internet. Bye.